Alright guys, welcome back to Quick Speed Shop here. It's finally not raining and not nasty out, so I got home a couple hours early today on the weekend, on Friday actually, and I think it's time to play with the black Dodge some more. Now in my other video I'm working on, which may or may not have come out ahead of time from this, I'll show you what I got. We got a rusted frame. Look at that hole right there, that's bad, and bad spring hangers and stuff, but never fear, we have brand new from the junkyard rebuilt 1-ton springs here that I took a couple leaves out of. I yanked these out of like an 89 1-ton actually back in the summer, and I've been sitting on them. They're all painted up and greased up, ready to go in this truck, and I think I can put them in here. Obviously this is a 1/2 ton, but I think I can put them in here without lifting blocks. What's that? Hot Rod Dakota. Now this truck sits pretty tall because it's got rear blocks in the back of it. Right here, if we take a look, you see that? It's got like, I don't know what those are, 3 or 4 inch blocks. But these springs are hammered. See how they're all rusted and squished and falling apart? They're junk. And the shocks are junk, everything's junk. So we're gonna swap these 1-ton springs in here and probably can get rid of the blocks or make shorter blocks. So I want this thing to sit like it does now, but I don't want it to sit any lower in the back, but it is what it is. So I have a solution to this. Oh, the frame is bad back there. First thing I want to do is get the box off it. And once the box is off, then I can work on the frame. But if you missed it in the other video, I've ordered a whole bunch of parts. I've got all the brake parts you need: calipers, shoes, pads, hoses, rear shocks, all that stuff from Rock Auto. Super cheap, like $200 for this stuff. Then I went to ATS and got some spring hangers. I use these in my other brown Dodge, and I've got the front ones and the rear ones that will accept the shackles and the bolts and all that. So in a future video we'll be tearing the rear suspension out and fixing that, but for right now I think I want to get under here and try to get the box off. I pulled the tank out of it last time I had it up in front of the garage, and so that's already gone, the plastic tank. The hangers are broke. There are some bolts. This box is super soft, so I'm hoping to probably have to set it on a trailer frame, I guess. But I want to get it off here so I can start working on fixing the frame and running brake lines and all that stuff. So it looks like I had a bolt here, a bolt over there, and maybe, I don't know if there's 4 bolts or 6 bolts. It seems like there'd be more than 4 bolts holding the box on. I'm going to climb under here. I got to charge my microphone a little bit, actually, because I forgot to do that. I'm going to climb under there and try to get some bolts off, and then maybe we can get this box off. Oh, I forgot. It's got a concrete curb parking unit up here. I got to get that out. I'll probably have to get the tractor up here. What's this? Empty ATF. Yeah. It's going to make it a little tough to get the box out of that big chunk of concrete. Looks like we had a spare tire mount here at one time. And I'm going to widen this roll bar out and put in the back of this truck. I'm not even sure what it's out of. Might even be like a car roll bar, or it's something. It doesn't look factory. But anyways, I'm going to match the roll bar style of my brown Dodge over here with the KC highlighters and the gumball light. I have a gumball light in this truck that I want to put on the light there. I got one of those, and oh, I have some extra blocks right here. So let me start taking some hardware out. All right, I'm quickly losing the daylight here, but I got the box unbolted, and surprisingly, 5 out of the 6 bolts came out. Original bolts. Now they're pretty worse for wear, rotted down to edges and stuff like that, but 5 out of the 6 bolts came out. 1 broke off. So I've got the box unbolted, and I got you guys like taped on my tripod here because I haven't figured out all my camera action yet, but I've used my patented method of making a sling across the box with some straps. I bolted some chains to the bolts in the stake pockets, which hopefully they'll be all right. This is a short box and it's half rotted away, so it shouldn't weigh that much. I think I'm going to try to do is stick the forks under the straps and just trying to lift the thing straight up. At least that is my plan. So you guys watch from over here where it's safe, and we'll see how it goes. Can't see nothing. What we got here? An old CB antenna cable stuck through the box that I didn't see, and now it's stuck over here, so we got to cut it. All right, it's free. I had to cut it. Going down. How are we looking? Don't look too bad. Oh boy, this axle is real narrow. This axle is real narrow, and I think it's barely going to fit. Or else it's not going to fit. One of the two. Well, I'm using an early Ford front axle from like a 36 Ford just under this trailer, and it's too narrow for my box. It's hitting the wheel wells. It's like a couple inches too narrow. So I'm gonna have to get a couple blocks. I can just block it up a little bit on the trailer and then it'll fit on there. Let me show you what I mean here. See, it's clearing the wheel well by like an inch on this side, but I think we're into it by like 2 inches on this side. Yeah, I mean it's close, but it ain't gonna work. So I can put some blocks under the feet here and jack it up so it rides. I'll do that, but before we lose the daylight, let's take a look at the frame. This is why I got to put new hangers on it here. See this? Real bad. I mean, for what this is, I probably could have saved these, but it's easier just to change them out. But you see this frame is broke on the bottom all the way up here. It's only held together right here, which is not good for longevity of your truck. So we got a hole behind this bracket, I think. Looks like it's starting. And then in the back, oh no, I lost one of my bed mounts. Oops. Have to reattach that. So back here, here's the taillights. Back here, hole, big hole right behind there. And actually this is super compromised, so I'm gonna have to replace this with a whole section of frame back here, whole section of channel, I mean not frame. Fix this. It's probably super thin. Yeah, it's thin there. But we're not making it perfect. I do want to put a receiver hitch on this, or put a hitch in the bumper. So we got to make it a little strong. This side is probably the same way, probably a hole here once you get beaten on it. Almost a hole here. Yeah, there's a hole right there started. See that? And then this is a little bit better up here, but it's going. But we'll get her fixed right up. Here's the original fuel lines, which are super rotted, all junk. So I'm gonna run that little steel tank in the garage there. You can see that. I'm gonna run that for a tank. We got brake line action. I got all new hoses. We'll put all brand new brake lines on it. These are like rusted down to nothing. Actually, something like somebody had to replace this. Here's the original piece of line, and then they just left it laying in there, made a new one. So we'll get her fixed up. But man, we're right back into another Dodge restoration. I can't believe it, but I got to. I'm looking right at it here in the driveway. Oh, I noticed this truck had running boards on it at one time, because here's a running board bracket. But, bam. Making things happen. So I'm gonna block that up and stash the trailer out back, and then roll this back, and before I lose the daylight, I'll see if we can see anything else we need to look at. Well guys, you can see by my outfit, it's changed. It's a couple days later, and the Dodge is out in the driveway, and it's snowing right now, and it's been raining, like cold rain, for like 4 days after I took the box off. So haven't made any more progress besides what we did there, but I'll go out and show you. I brought the leaf springs in here so you can see the hangers. Here's the rear hang. Is this the rear? This is the front hanger. So the front hangers are going to go here with the 3/4 inch bolts right there, bam, on there. And then, wait a minute. Uh-oh, have I made a mistake here? Oh, aren't these bolts 3/4? I just looked here. I might have measured, these might be 9/16 bolts, and I might have ordered the wrong freaking front hangers. Oh, dang it. You know what? We're going to go with it because that seems like it's the, yeah, it's a 3/4 bolt, but why is it so wide? Look how wide that is. It's almost for like a 3-inch spring. They can't mush down that far. Well, you know what? That's fine. We're just going to use some washers and shim it out. This truck's not going on the road, so it doesn't really matter. I don't understand why it's so wide. Huh. Let me get this bolt out of here. I'm very curious now. Yeah, it's a 3/4 bolt. I don't understand why the hanger's so wide. Anyways, I'll just shim with a couple of washers. That'd be fine. It doesn't matter what we're doing. It is what it is. Anyways, these are my like 3/4 1-ton springs, whatever they are. And in the back, this should work in the back here. Let's take a look. It's also wide on there for that. but these are the 5/8 bolts. Well, maybe they make them to push some washers in it, but I don't think so. Maybe they just want you to mush them down. Anyways, I'm just going to shim them in washers because I don't care. It's a yard truck. Doesn't matter. I got the new hangers. I got the springs. It's all that matters. So we'll have good suspension. But let's go outside in the snowstorm. I'll show you the frame. I'm having my buddy Jordan press brake me up some new steel, and I'll show you what that's going to be for here in a minute. We got a little diagram. I got those parts coming. But we'll wrap it up here at the Dodge for now. And then hopefully next time I work on it, I'm going to have a little bit better weather than snow and or freezing cold rain. Here we are out in the driveway, and it is raining / snowing / whatever it's doing. But we can see here in the daylight, we'll take another look at this thing now that we can actually see. Just look how bad, actually, let me look at these. Actually, these fold in pretty good when they clamp those down. That's folded in, but I'm going to shim it with washers because I don't want to squeeze the crap out of the things. But you can see why I needed hangers. This one's super thin where it attaches is real thin, and we got to cut the rivets out, so that's why that's there. I don't know why they put these indentations near where these things attached. I guess to make it stronger. You know, a little dent there, but they tend to rot right there. So you can see this frame is completely rusted across the bottom. And all the way up here, it's only attached, boom, right here. So this truck was about ready to break in half. Literally. These bottom mounts are always a problem. This gas tank cross member, actually, when I started the brown Dodge, it had fallen right out of the frame, and that's one of the reasons I changed the whole frame on that truck when I redid that one, because it was just completely bad, real bad. So this one is what it is. What's that look like? This side's a lot more solid with the fuel tank side, but you can see the mount is completely gone on the bottom here. Oh, there's my gas tank sending unit wire. They get stuck in the frame. There it is. So, yeah, it's nasty, but that piece of paper I showed you, I'm going to have my buddy Jordan press brake me up some channel, and I'm going to actually replace the frame from about here. These holes are where, if you had overload springs, the triangle overload keepers would bolt on here. So I'm going to essentially replace the frame from here all the way back on both sides, and I had him make it the inside of the channel matches the OD of the frame, so I can actually cut this off here somewhere and slide over probably like 2 inches, and then have a couple of plug welds and have a butt weld. So we'll overlap and like fish plate it. Put new about 20 inches of the rear frame on both sides. You can see how nasty this is. This is actually caved in and thin and broken and holes and everything, completely shot. These rear hangers are extremely shot. Everything's garbage. So we'll have new steel on both sides in the back. I'm just going to wire wheel the frame and put some rust encapsulator on it from Eastwood, which is kind of like snake oil, but whatever it is, it is. Just kind of like slow it down. Then I'm going to fluid film it. It's not, this truck's not going back on the road. It's going to sit in the driveway and drive around in the yard here and have a plow on it, and maybe do some other fun things with it. But it doesn't need to, be safe to go on the road because it's not going back on the road. It's just a yard vehicle from now on, unless we got a new frame. But anyways, I have all the parts like I showed you earlier. Put all new brake lines on it, hoses, got rear shocks, put new brakes on the back, new brakes on the front. This cab mount here is broke and sagging. You can see the cab is sitting on the frame here, and it's actually up in the air inch there on that side, so I'm going to jack it up in a minute and just jam this piece of wood under there to hold it level. And I actually got looking, I was pushing this thing around with the tractor in the bucket by pushing on here, and the frame is actually tweaked. I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not. It's going to be hard to tell. But this frame rail is kicked up, probably because it's broke there. It probably tweaked it a little bit. And you can see how this is running downhill. So I'm going to have to put this thing on jack stands in the driveway here. I'll level the frame right here, and then I'll have to level it in the back. And then when I put my new fabrication on, I'll just have to, push and pull the frame to get it to sit level, because it was sitting all like cattywampus to the right, and the box is all crooked and stuff because this side here, oh, actually, yeah, you can see it. You can see it flex right there. So it's pushing the rear of this up because the bottom is broke. That's what it is. It's pulled apart down on the bottom there. You would expect that when the frame's broke that it's going to pull apart. I'm surprised it held together this good. So anyways, that's the plan of the Dodge for now. Like I said, this is a weather-dependent project, and when it's 34 degrees out and downpouring and snowing and raining, I'm not going to be out in the driveway working on it. Today is one of those days, I think. Man, that's bad. But I might try to just jack it up and get it leveled up here off camera. Go back inside. I'm working on the C10 truck. Don't worry, I'm still working on it in the background. Work's happening. And I've got another separate video going on that, so I'll go and check that out. But I think that's it for the Dodge video today. Made some progress, getting ready to slam this guy together and keep it from breaking in half, because it spoils your day when your truck's breaking in half in the driveway. That's a bad day when that happens. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I guess it's 6 months of rusty junk winter. Yikes, at the quick speed shop. When's summer coming back? That's what I want to know. This is terrible.